Hi there, I'm Heather Gill with eXp Realty, and on this episode of People to Know with Heather Gill, I am talking to Kelli Dennehey Christina. She is an author, public speaker, and entrepreneur. Thank you so much for being on with me today.
Well, hello, Heather, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, you do a lot of things. You've done a lot of things. I think you're a very fascinating lady. I appreciate you being on. I would love for you to kind of give us a little bit of the origins. Talk to us about your entrepreneurial endeavors with KD Staffing.
I love that question. Okay, so I've had two careers. I'm a restaurant baby, and hospitality and people was my first career. And so I spent 10 years in restaurant management, and I'm currently 20 years in recruitment and sales. And so a little bit about KD Staffing. I had always been a top performer and run divisions for the staffing industry. And 2006 came up with the new idea, like, let's start our own business and try that challenge. And of course, current day, we're still rolling. We recruit nationwide for hospitals and medical professionals.
Oh, wow.
I love to Yeah, I was going to say, I love to talk about jobs. When you're working with people and jobs, it's jobs are emotional. The relationships that we have with our medical professionals, I often call medical professionals the caretakers of the world. They're out there, they're taking care of the patients and the families. And so when they're in the job and the transition, and let's move them from state to state process, I always tell my team of recruiters, we're the caretakers for the medical professionals and their families and their pets, and so we take over. So we're very passionate about what we do with KD.
No, that's awesome. So your main focus in that business is hospitals, nurses, people that are in that medical line of work, it seems.
Yes, ma'am. So in 20 years, I've recruited 49 out of 50 states. Okay. And we're the permanent, we're contingent, but we're medical professionals. And, I've recruited in my career, the techs, the respiratory therapists, the allied divisions, the nurses, the doctors, the mid-levels, nurse practitioners, physician assistants. Okay. But current day, we are primarily nursing, permanent nursing in all departments, and of course nursing managers and directors.
Okay, so 20 years is quite the longevity in any business and industry. So that's amazing that you guys kicked it off, got it going, and you're still standing strong. I think that's incredible.
Something that I talk to the medical professionals a lot about, and when we're talking about jobs, we talk a lot about the motivational and the philosophy of what is a start over. Can you, after you have a bad day or a bad week, or hopefully you don't have a bad month, but do you have the ability to get up and say, okay, I screwed up, or things went bad, and let's start over and go fresh? Because I think that brings out long-term stability in both jobs and relationships, whether we're talking about relationships, families, friendships, or whatever. Startovers are huge.
I agree. For y'all that are watching, we had to start this video over 3 times.
Because she couldn't get Dennehey right.
Yeah. Your host is not perfect, but that's okay. It was kind of funny. And hey, that's the glory of filming it and editing it, right?
You're awesome, Heather. You're awesome.
No, I appreciate you being on, Kelli. I think it's incredible. A lot of people start up a business, and sometimes they last maybe a year or two if they're lucky. So, the fact that y'all remain strong for 20 years, I think is a testament to your leadership and obviously your vision in what you do on a daily basis. So that's awesome.
I appreciate those compliments, but I will tell you, from the time that we opened, we did fall down, and KD Staffing rebuilt. As a matter of fact, that's the book that's just releasing this month.
Oh,
so we've rode some hard times, and you get back up. And when you get back up, hopefully you are smarter for the mistakes, tougher, thicker skinned, and you just keep going.
Right. No, amen to that. It's about getting back up. I totally agree.
Right.
Speaking of writing a book, so again, you do quite a bit, and you've done quite a bit. I have heard that you have an international best-selling book on the market right now, and I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about that and what led you to write that book.
Okay, we are super excited about all the book awards. We took 8 awards in the United States, 13 in Canada, and 14 in Australia. And we're just still working on those promotions. This is Writing the Executive Roller Coaster, Medical Staffing Cases. And I suppose I'm very passionate about it because, of course, the book's, it's a rewritten litigation book on court cases, lawsuits, and a federal investigation that I launched, of course, in this country. So the book tells about my government work for 10 years. What do I work on, or what do I push with the government officials? You know, the readers that are going to like this book, there's multiple personalities, I say, on the book. If you like, you know, legal, court cases, attorneys, FBI, government officials, White House, all of that, it's a juicy legal book. It's won a lot of legal awards and legal ethics, which is huge, legal ethics. But it's also labeled inspirational testimony. And it is a story. And that's where I came up with the roller coaster book. You're up, you fall all the way down. How do you get back up again? Because, you know, anytime you're rebuilding, and that's the thing, a lot of people, they fall so far down, they lose faith that they can get up. And rebuilding is not anything that happens overnight. Rebuilding is something, it's one day at a time, 1 week at a time, one problem at a time. But the question is, can you get back up? And then the third category for the reader is the drama. If you like drama, anytime there's people, there's a lot of drama, we definitely have that in the book.
It sounds very interesting. I mean, you know, a lot of people at night sit down and watch those shows. Gosh, there's so many like medical dramas on TV these days. But so it sounds like it's kind of in the vein of that, except it's true life stories and not just, you know, somebody's fictional mind coming up with things.
Well, you know, it was rated, it was a predicted bestseller by the news, the local news that followed me around 3 years over this story. And it's a federal investigation, so it's a juicy story. And, you know, it's predicted to go to a movie producer, but we don't know that yet.
You heard it first here.
You never know. You never know.
No, I love it. I love it. I think it's great. I may have to go get it for myself and take a look at it, you know, the late night reading before I go to sleep, you know, just kind of dig into it and check it out. It sounds very intriguing.
You know what, Heather, you know, without my California publisher, I just say thank you and thank you. Her name's Sandy Masori. And, you know, speaking of as an entrepreneur or having your own business, I believe very strong in paying the right people. When you win in certain areas, sometimes you try to shortcut, and shortcuts don't always work in business. So I always say in the areas that I'm not strong, pay the right people. And I promoted my first book. I am so thankful to have somebody that knows what they're doing out of California promoting now.
Good.
So,
hey, I agree with you. You got to have the right people on the bus.
Yes, you do.
And if you can partner with the right people, it makes all the difference in the world. I would love to ask you the bonus question now. You ready?
Okay, what is it?
Because we could talk all day. Unfortunately, I don't have all day, but we could always do interview part 2. But, you know, until then, let's move into the bonus question. The bonus question is this: if you could vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I think I'd go back to Hawaii right now.
Ooh, Hawaii. Is there a particular island you love or space you love?
Kauai. My God, I actually got married in Kauai, and you know, I just love Hawaii, and you know what? I spend more time traveling in the United States than outside of the United States, so that's going to be my choice today. We're going to Hawaii, and Kauai is gorgeous. That's where they used to, you know, all the famous waterfalls from. Do you remember Remember Fantasy Island?
Yeah,
do you remember that?
Okay, they were all from there.
That's Kauai. Okay. Yeah.
Nice. I'll have to add it to my bucket list. Every time I ask this question, my bucket list just goes do. So I got to make a lot of money so I can do a lot of vacations and add that one to my list.
You know, I miss going out to international public speaking events because with the ability, you know, to visit so many beautiful states and just meet business professionals
Yeah.
from every industry out there. And,
Right.
you know, often we just learn from each other and share information. And I've really, really missed that business travel last year. But
Right.
hopefully we get back to that. And I hate to say business travel because I do like vacations,
Right.
but both are enjoyable to me.
Hey, if
So
you enjoy what you do, they say you never work a day in your life, right? So every day can be a vacation if you're enjoying what you do.
yeah, I wish we could do vacation every single day. That would be fantastic, right?
I love it. I love it. So, what words of wisdom would you have for the audience today?
I would say be good to your people. No,
Mm,
you know, if you, I'm a big believer in if you want people to be successful, you have to set them up for success.
right.
And so train them properly, have the right systems in place. But also, you know, I love to have fun at work. Work hard, play hard.
Right.
It brings great camaraderie and kind of that team spirit to where you want to make those great results, but you want to enjoy it while you're getting there.
No, amen to that. I agree
Yeah.
100% with that. Well, I appreciate your time. You know, for those of y'all that are interested, I've got some information on the screen for Kelli. You can definitely check out her book. You can find that online. Is it sold on Amazon or is it just sold through your site?
So it's on Amazon and Kindle right now, but
Okay.
that is the direct website to the
Okay.
book links.
Perfect.
And you know, of course, in the summer we'll be rolling out to Barnes and Noble, and we've got another book company coming.
I love
So
it. It's awesome. So you can check it out. You can go to her website. It's
yes,
www.kellydenneheychristina.com. Did I get it? Uh,
yes.
okay, good. Perfect. And then if you want to know more about their staffing and what they offer for, you know, medical professionals, people in that field, you can visit www.kdstaffing.
You got it.
kdstaffing.com. It's not that hard. I don't know why my brain did that. So www.kdstaffing.com, and you can check them out there and partner with them if you need to. So I appreciate your time so very much, Kelli. It's been a pleasure. I've got your information there.
Heather, it's been very nice to meet you, and I really, really appreciate your time today.
Absolutely. Well, I've got places to go, people to meet, but I appreciate it again, and we will talk soon.
All right, Heather.